My beautiful people, my beautiful people, my beautiful people. Welcome back to another lovely episode of the Logic of Emotions podcast / reactions. It's your dog. Oh, damn. It's your brother. It's your favorite African American Melly baby. Whatever. Sorry, I messed that all up. Whatever. Hey, we're reacting to why Europeans are taking over the NBA. For a good amount of time, bro, I've always said to myself that a lot of players overseas could hoop in the A. A lot of them are overseas, bro, that just are starting to come over at a quicker pace. They hooping, bro. They hooping. So let's dive into it, man. This is by our dogs at BasketNews, man. Like, comment, and subscribe. Join the family. We're on the road to 10K, man. Let's get to it. Yes, sir. All right.
When they're playing AU today, they just run up and down, no structure. And then when they get to their high school team, they're not playing well. And then now we see a lot of our guys coming into the NBA today. They can score, they can run up and down, but they can't set a screen. They don't know how to open to the ball the right way, making a simple bounce pass.
And you want to know why before my brother man over here talks about it? Because a lot of these AU coaches and all these other coaches and whoever just keep, excuse my language, but they keep sucking these dudes, bro. That's the big problem, bro. There's no real teaching. They see the talent, let them do whatever they want. That's one of the problems. One of the big problems. And me personally, I always say they're just big fishes in a small pond until they're in a larger sea of ocean with other big fishes. That's when you know you're really, really good or not. And I've said that before about people. Like I always say, yeah, bro is dominant, but can he play against someone who's just like him at the same time? You know what I'm saying? Like, can you play someone that's just as physical, just as good of a shooter, as good of as a defender? Like, how can he? You know what I'm saying? Like, so AAU, I think, is screwed right now. I mean, we got parents literally paying photographers, paying videographers to make mixtapes when it should have and always was beforehand. You put the work in, and they come to see you because you that nice, not because you paid them, but because they want to see you go crazy.
Every NBA All-Star game from 2001 to 2018 had a maximum of 4 international All-Stars. However, last year we had 6.
Look at that boy.
This year we had 9, and this number doesn't seem to stop increasing with the ESPN projecting the next 2 first draft picks coming from Europe as well. Is the USA's way of preparing players for the highest stage to blame? If you agree, don't forget to hit that like button on this video.
Show love to BasketNews, man. Show love to the homies,
Think about it. Who are going to be the main faces of the NBA when LeBron stops playing?
LeBron turned his corner inside! He made Yusuf Nurkic's screensaver!
It's all about the internationals already. Giannis, Luka, Jokic, and that alien guy Wembanyama is coming in this summer.
Bro said that alien guy.
At the same time, the AAU and load management topics have been one of the hottest arguments in the basketball world. Everyone is weighing in, from Charles Barkley.
But you can't make $30, $40, $50 million and then sit out games. I think it's disrespectful to the game.
To Paul George.
I think it is too. I actually agree with that a lot. Like, listen, it's like Kobe said, bro. Like, if I skip out on the game or something like that, somebody might have pulled up on me from. Of course, I'm not saying exactly what Kobe said, but imagine you skipping the game and you a superstar, bro, and that fan that drove like miles and miles and miles away comes to see you just to find out when they finally get there that you're not playing. Like, it is disrespectful to the fans, bro. I don't care what y'all say. There's a responsibility when you have that kind of money and power, bro, especially in that position. You should be able to play a lot of games, bro. You should. You shouldn't be anywhere near half not playing just because you don't want to, for example, or because your coach might not want to, or because the staff might not want to. Especially if you're not even gonna freaking make it in the playoffs in the first. Like, bro, it's just a lot with that. But it is what it is.
We want to play. That's the thing. We want to play. It's not that we want to sit out.
No, there you go.
It's more so the training staff and the medical group just.
Shout out to you that told me that before. Someone in my community told me that before too. Shout out to you for letting me know that. I had no idea.
Being mindful.
To medical professors giving their in-depth analysis on the topic. And believe it or not, all of this is heavily related to the increasing number of international players in the NBA. First of all, let's get one thing clear. Many media personalities are blaming stars who earn up to $30 to $40 million per year for sitting out games simply because they are lazy and not up to the standard of the 80s or 90s fierce guys. Ironically, sitting games out is not up for them to decide. It is the medical medical staff of each franchise that evaluates the best possible scenario for every player to maximize his potential over the longest period.
I want to say this before he finishes. I don't believe 100% it's all just the medical staff. I do believe those that have the power also are just doing it because they don't want to, because they're waiting for the playoffs. So I'll take that with a grain of salt. With the medical staff are the only ones saying that, but at the same time though, we have way better technology, way better medical staff, way better understanding, right? And it's just like we can heal a lot faster. You know, everything's it's a lot better. And I hate when people say, like for example, oh, y'all ain't doing like back in the day. Yeah, a lot of y'all back in the day also didn't have long careers either, man. Some of y'all didn't, some of y'all did, right? So, but at the same time, it's kind of crazy because even people here now, right? Even this in this time, there are individuals that don't have long careers now because they'll get that one injury and then it'll just be over. You know what I'm saying? Or they'll consistently get injured. You cannot run away from the injury bug. You can't. It's a sad reality, bro. It's a sad reality that happens at random. But you know what? When it really does happen a lot most of the time is when you have a player who's very ball dominant, who you need to score 90% of the times. If you have a player that's doing that all the time, it weighs on the body. That is just duh. That's duh. You know what I'm saying? So when I see Luka, for example, run up all these points, I get worried because I'm just like, listen, bro. You low-key, that injury bug, I don't want it to happen, but usually when a player is doing most of the work, that's what happens, you know?
Period of years. So the first thing to do would be to stop blaming the players because they don't have anything to do with the load management.
I don't believe that.
The reason behind the doctors keeping guys from competing, for example, on the back-to-back games, is quite simple and clearly said in one of the most well-researched articles from ESPN's Baxter Holmes in 2019. The headline says, "Exposing America's Youth Basketball Crisis." Holmes goes on to write about how AAU basketball has become a big business in the United States, with many coaches seeking to profit from the dreams of young players.
That jump shot was wild.
Big business in the United States.
Actually, it wasn't. Actually, I think because how fast he shot, it looked weird. But yeah, look at jump shot.
States, with many coaches seeking to profit from the dreams of young players and their families. Also, the AAU industry forces coaches and players to focus more on individual success than team play and development, which leads to bad habits on the court and the lack of improvement of the necessary skills at the higher level. Steve Kerr, before he became the head coach of the Warriors, had these words about AAU that perfectly describe the negative impact it has on youth's future. Even if today's players are incredibly gifted, they grow up in a basketball environment that can only be called counterproductive. What troubled me was how much winning is devalued here. Teams play game after game after game, sometimes winning or losing 4 times in one day. Very rarely do teams ever hold a practice. The process of growing as a team basketball player, learning how to become part of a whole, how to fit into something bigger than oneself, becomes completely lost.
And that's what I'm saying, bro. It's like this. The AAU in the basketball scene in America is street ball. In European League basketball overseas is the basics. And it's like I remember doing AAU and all that stuff, bro. And it was so different. It was so much different, especially when we were in the 5-star basketball camp. We had to wake up super. We had basketball from 7 in the morning to 11 at night. That was real basketball, bro. And it was consistent learning, consistent communication, consistent coaching. It wasn't just do what you want. No, if you messed up, you got punished. If you didn't listen, you got punished, or you didn't run, one or the other. So, you know, it was a consistent of they made sure you were held accountable. And also, too, if the coaching staff did things wrong, too, the players were allowed to respond and converse and build this relationship with the coaching staff as well, too, which made it very, very good to build such a great environment. And it was funny because for a long period of time, I still talked to those coaches, too, when I was way younger. We, of course, just drifted apart due to just living and then moving to different parts of the world. But when I look at it now, bro, it's sick. And Also Rivers said it the best. It's Also Rivers has one of the best mixtapes ever. And he was saying, like, people came to see me because I was just that guy. People are coming to see these kids because their parents are paying that guy. You dig what I'm saying? So it's kind of crazy, bro. And we're really teaching them the wrong way of how to play basketball. We're teaching them street ball. We're teaching them individual individual things. We're not teaching good habits for when they do get out of that small pond into that larger body of water. They can succeed. They can play team ball. They can understand how to set screens, how to move without the ball. They can do off-ball screens. They can understand how to properly game plan against a certain defense, how to properly game plan against a certain offense. There's so much different things that AAU basketball has died from, completely died. And the what do you call it? And when they lose, some care, but not all. And that's a problem. When you only care about your individual stats and not care about winning in totality, that's a problem for me. That's a big problem for me.
Now, that's one part of why we see the majority of American players coming into the NBA with very strong individual skills, yet struggling to be efficient on the court in their first seasons. Only a small percentage of players understand, for example, the right angles of screening, the ideal timing, the goal of cutting, and how to read defenders' movement off the ball. Do you notice how guards never lack shot making off the dribble? It's always a right pass that's late or never arrives to the teammates. They are often taking ill-advised shots rather than looking for a better option simply because they
Look at this. Look at this. Look how stupid this is.
They are often taking ill-advised shots rather than looking for a better option simply because they are used to playing one way and have never in their lives been pressed to
I want you to understand how stupid of a shot this is.
better option simply
Bro, instead of just going into his body.
They are often taking ill-advised shots rather than looking for
boom, right? Go into his body. Go into his chest. That's what you're supposed to do.
option.
He went, this is literally a 2K animation. It's a 2K play. This is a 2K play, bro.
Simply because they are used to playing one way and have never.
And there's still mad time on the shot clock, bro. Like, yo.
Never in their lives been pressed to care much about the consequences of bad decisions because of the way AAU is structured.
No. Oh my God.
The journey to a smoke-free future can be a long, winding road, but if you're
Nah, bro.
Goodness, Valentine! No, whoa, no! That is.
I remember seeing this live. Yeah, I remember seeing this live, dog. I remember seeing this live. This was the start of Valentine's downfall. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. And then he was in the Drew League. Yeah, it was raps for bro. It was raps for him.
No. Oh my goodness, Valentine!
No. He sounds so mad. He said, "Oh my goodness."
Oh no! That is not the shot at that moment.
That's a horrible shot.
The other side of the issue that Holmes mentions in this ESPN article is that AAU pushes kids to play year-round and participate in these high-intensity tournaments every weekend in order to get more exposure. We are talking about flying to other cities and playing 3 to 4 games per day on a weekend. Long story short,
I ain't gonna lie to you. Also, I'm sorry, I'm gonna break down some things
flying
too.
to other cities and playing.
If your teammate does this, I'm saying here right now. I think they're playing zone, I guess. But this right here is just stupid. Why is your man over here? I've been pissed off at him. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because number one,
weekend in order to get more exposure. We are talking about flying.
That's number one. Number two is his defender.
Other cities.
I don't know what he was thinking. Number three, he should have been over there. Because realistically, number three should have been attached to him, and his teammate would have drawn another defender, and that should have been a turnover most likely. But even just seeing this is just weird basketball. And like, why are you over there, bro?
Playing 3 to 4
why are you over there?
Games per day on a weekend. Long story short, what happens is that such a rhythm increases the risk of injuries and fatigue. Many young players nowadays are reporting that they were in the best shape of their lives when they had 17 or 18 years old. They mentioned that it was the period where they jumped the highest. According to the doctors, this peak should happen way later, around 24 to 25 years old. But the year-round games of high school and then AAU have anticipated this. The end result of this cycle—
Yo, shout out to Mikey for being an idiot.
—is that the NBA gets the young players at their athletic peak, but also with the most injuries they have ever seen. So in order to protect their joints, ligaments, and their knees, the medical staff is promoting load management for the majority of the players from the early days. Looking on the other side—
like I said, bro, you cannot sit there and fight against injuries. You can sit there and prevent them as much as you can. But when they do end up happening, they just happen, bro. You can sit there and prevent it all you want, bro. But then when team starts losing a lot of games and you start getting to the point that you might not make the playoffs, load management is going to be gone very fast. But real quick about Mikey. I want to say something to y'all, to my young brothers and sisters. If you have a talent, a gift, or a skill, and you over here crashing out, I'm telling you right now, he's crashing out because he wanted the opinions of other people. He wanted the opinions of his peers, the opinions of other people. He wanted to feel like a hood dude, like a hoodlum. You know what I'm saying? And straight up and down, bro, I'm telling you something right now. You do that, you're dumb. You're dumb. And I don't feel sorry for you. You deserve whatever happens to you. Because there's no way on this God green earth you have these opportunities, have these skill sets, you have this money and everything in your lap, but you still on some street stuff, and you never been in no street activity in the first place. You over here jumping out, you jumping off the porch for what? Another dude? Come on, bro, you tripping? Because what? You want to be cool? Ain't nothing cool. Yo, I don't think y'all understand. That gangster lifestyle is filled with PTSD, severe trauma, and absolutely just absolute negativity. Y'all see all the glitz and glamour for the ones that made it. But I'm telling you right now, count the ones that made it. I want you to do me a favor, multiply times 1,000. And that's probably not even close to the ones that didn't make it. A lot of y'all really don't understand, bro. Y'all gotta stop looking up to these. Y'all just don't get it, bro.
Outside of the ocean, the European way of preparing players is much different. Disclaimer, this video is not trying to say one way or the other is better, it's simply to spark a conversation.
No, for sure. No. European basketball is something that the young generation needs to learn first. Then utilize their talents and utilize their skill sets, because European League basketball now is more of the basics, and the basics is incredibly necessary. You need to have a good blueprint, and the great blueprint has to be the basics of basketball. It has to be, bro. If you start off with street ball and learn the basics later, I promise you, those bad habits are going to stick with you like crazy.
Now, I've passed through the youth pyramids in Europe myself, and to be honest, the differences of how international players are prepared might be the reason they are flooding the NBA. Putting the nature freak Giannis aside, none of the international all-stars are out-of-this-world athletes. Jokic, Luka, Markkanen, Sabonis all leaned on their basketball fundamentals to reach the all-star level. If AAU basketball is available from your 9th birthday, in Europe is much different.
That's true too.
Summer tournaments don't exist until you are 14 or 15 years old.
And like what one of the homies in BasketNews told me before, a lot of these brothers in European League, right? They've been playing ball at a young age, but they've been playing with these coaches that they've been playing with and being coached for a long period of time. And they also are being coached to win, not to individually be great, to win. That's one of the biggest differences between the two. You understand what I'm saying? And they also hold them accountable. Straight up.
¡Abajo, Germán! ¡Bestia!
And those are not for everyone. Only the best are selected to showcase their talents for their respective national teams in the regional championships. Until that, summers are off and boys are either spending in doing something else or sometimes working on their games individually, but they never travel the continent each weekend to play 5 or 6 games in a couple of days.
That's my boy Rob.
During the season, they will have 1 or 2 games per week for their basketball schools. The funding of those schools sometimes relies on their results, thus winning is utterly important.
Look at
this is where teaching the right play gets the nod over the individual skill. I'm not saying this is a better recipe, and lately more and more European coaches are focusing on individual skills, but it teaches many players how to be efficient even when they don't have the ball in their hands. Yes, this is where the on-ball skill gap between Americans and Europeans comes from, but the best players that make their way through such a system in the end have both.
Y'all see that pass he just did?
Players that make their way through such a
went up.
System
went, oh my lord, Luka.
In the end, have both.
It's gonna be fun.
Curly Neal's coming out. Huh?
Look at that.
It's a good one.
He faked me out.
Another thing is that in Europe, if you are good enough at around 16 years of age, you start to playing for the first team against grown men. All of a sudden, you are no longer the best player on the court and have to find the slightest of ways to helping your team.
Again, being that big fish now in a larger body of water with other big fish. That's what I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling y'all. Listen, if you could win against people who play just like you, have the same intensity just like you, right? Same athleticism just like you, you're a dog. if you're playing against people who are not in any way, shape, or form near your skill set, and they're just playing, hooping, just to kind of give you yourself exposure, you'll be very disappointed when you play the next dude who's nice. I'm telling y'all.
This can be a humbling experience and not everyone survives it, but it also gives you an early glimpse of real basketball and all the little details that role players do. Most professional teams here practice all week and prepare careful game plans for that one game on Sunday, also giving young guys an example of how real structured basketball looks like.
Up high, there he goes again! The EuroLeague's new high flyer!
At the same time, while internationals are in physical battles with grown men, the most talented kids in the USA are showing off the same dribble moves every weekend in a mostly unorganized environment against teams that don't even practice together. Of course, there are good programs and bad programs in the AAU as well, but you get the idea behind this comparison. Playing so early against men is one of the reasons why nobody in Europe questioned Luka's future in the NBA. Dominating high school is one thing, but dominating EuroLeague at 18 years old is a totally different story. He was...
Oh my God. Oh Lord.
Getting a thing, but dominating Europe.
Yo, bro just did a dance move. Oh my, this is a young Luka.
EuroLeague at 18 years old is a totally
He fell again. Oh my God, he fell twice. Nah, pack it up, bro. Pack it up.
Different story. He was getting adjusted to various defensive coverages, much higher levels of physicality, and doing it against to various defensive coverages, much
Luka look faster.
Higher levels of physicality, and doing it.
Why he shove him after that? Bro who shoved him is a loser.
Against a higher level of opponents than NCAA. That's why his decision-making in his first year in the NBA did not take a hit as much as for some American rookies.
Too easy.
I know you might say, but hey, it's Luka, he's one of a kind.
Three-pointer for the game, yeah!
Yo, that snatch back.
I know you might say, but hey, it's...
Come here!
Luka, he's one of a kind.
Three-pointer for the game, you eat that! Oh my word!
But the same could be also applied to those European rookies who played limited minutes. They are probably not superior athletically and can't create their own shot so easily, but they are capable of doing positive things in the periods they are allowed. You rarely catch yourself saying, man, the decision-making of this international is terrible. Combining all these reasons would be my explanation behind the boom of successful international players in today's NBA. Let me know if you agree, subscribe to our channel if you're new here, and I'll see you in the next one.
Sub to our homies, man. Sub to the family, man. Listen, phenomenal video. I enjoyed it. A lot of good knowledge in this video, man. Shout out to BasketNews again, man. We love y'all over here, man. Shout out to BasketNews, man. All in all, man, one thing I just disagreed with was the whole load management conversation. That's about it. Wait, I'm sorry, it's last video. I'm so sorry. Last video. Last video. No, I agree in totality of everything. Honestly, in terms of just like learning the basics, having the right foundation to build off of, bro. European League basketball is the way to go, bro. We're way too focused on the glitz and glam over here. We don't really care about winning too much. Again, if y'all don't believe me, go watch the games. Go watch some of these kids' games, bro. A lot of them don't care. There are kids that care, of course, they want to win. But there's a large majority of them that just want to be great individually. I'm telling y'all, bro. It's sick. It's sick, bro. You know, but let me know what y'all think down below in the comments, man. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Banks family. Join the Banks community. We post every day. We didn't this week because I had a lot going on with voice acting, so I apologize, but we're back on it. I have some more videos out tonight. I need to take a break. You know what I'm saying? Love y'all so much, man. Boy Melly, I'm signing out. But per usual, peace, love, and keep that drip immaculate at all times, ladies and gentlemen. Stay easy, breezy, beautiful, sexy, amazing, awesome, elegant, inspirational, sensational, healthy, but most importantly, drink water. my friends. Road to 10K is the journey and goal for next year, baby, and we gonna get there. I ain't tripping. Love y'all, man. Thank y'all for so much of the support we've gotten, man. Doing this for a year and some change. Doing a great job, man. Have a good Friday, man. Bow. Love y'all, man. Peace.